if I get a phone call from anybody, it's like, oh my God, holy, you call me again? Like, oh, what do you want? Hello, what is it? Hey, what's up? My name is Henry, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about how you can handle tenant issues, but also how you can use emotional intelligence to help you out in that whole process. So emotional intelligence is the capacity for you to be aware of your own emotions, your behavior, and then also being empathetic of other people's emotions and their behavior. So that's something that I feel like not a lot of people talk about, emotional intelligence and how that applies to everything in life, right? Yeah, real estate, with finance, and with stocks, with any kind of investments, with any kind of relationship, anything in life where you have to deal with your own emotions and with other people's emotions. A lot of times you hear about it, right? The stereotypical slumlord. They are the guys that like, hey, I bought this place, I paid for it, I closed on it, I maintain, I do all this work, I did everything, I own this place, this is my place. Why would I let you do whatever you want in my house? This is my house. And they don't think about the other person at all, right? I mean, I understand, yes, you worked hard. I mean, it's hard to buy real estate, right? It's hard to close on it, do all the work to maintain and get it all up and running and constantly running over time. But it's not just about you. Come on, if you're gonna rent a place out and you are gonna have tenants, right? You're gonna live the life of a landlord, getting cash flow, getting all of the benefits, tax benefits, and reaping all the rewards of being a landlord, then you need to also keep your tenants in mind, right? They are people. They are here to, have a home, right? You're providing a service, giving them a home, but come on, man. That's their home too. So another big problem is landlords, some guys that are just getting into it, or even guys that have been into it a while, they will get into the habit or develop the habit of saying, if I get a phone call from anybody, it's like, oh my God, holy, you call me again? Like, oh, what do you want? Hello, what is it? Oh my God, what is that? And if you think everything is a hassle, everything is a problem, you feel some kind of way when anybody calls you for any reason, that's a problem, right? And I think that's where emotional intelligence would come in to help balance you out, mellow you out a little bit, because I think that's not the right way to look at it. So when you deal with tenant issues, you really should be making it a win-win. It has to be a win-win. You cannot make it like a big problem for yourself and then throw it onto them and make it a big problem for them, right? Making it a hassle for them, like you're not taking care of business, you're not being responsive, or you're giving them crap. So how do we do that? The first thing is treat them like human beings, okay? They are people too, okay? Why don't you look at it as, like I said, this is their home, right? They have a family maybe, or they're just starting their lives here and they want a place to live and you're providing a service for them. It's great. And they're paying you a bunch of money. Why don't you be just more professional, right? Like this is a business. Like this is seriously a business. When you get into real estate and you even become a landlord, right? This is a business now. Be professional, right? Look at the situation, and whenever you get any kind of phone call for any reason, it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be an issue. Something came up or a problem. It could be anything. Just first thing is always listen, right? Hear people out. What is your concern? What is going on? Find out more information and then come up with solutions, right? How do you resolve whatever came up? Okay. It could be a question. It could be something with neighbors. It could be something with like maintenance. It could be anything. You know what? In real estate, you never know what's going to come up. It could be anything. So it's better to be just prepared emotionally for anything. And you got to be responsive. You got to take care of business. You got to be on top of it, right? If there's something comes up that needs to be fixed, you either set a time that everybody's happy with, and then you be there and you take care of business and you're happy about it, right? Like I want to make sure you're comfortable, make sure I'm taking care of business so that you guys are comfortable. Make sure you're very clear with your communication on, what you think is going on, what you're gonna do about it, what the plan is, what is the next steps. Don't dwell on any problems, right? Don't sit there and just talk about like the problem all day, getting everybody worked up. Focus on the solutions only. So they're not worried and they feel any kind of way. You're trying to minimize that so no one develops any kind of bad feeling that lingers over time, that builds up over time, and then you got a nightmare tenant on your hands, okay? That's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid nightmare tenants, because I think a lot of times if you screen properly, you did all your homework, they don't just become nightmare tenants all of a sudden. You did some stuff that caused that, okay? You need to look at yourself, look at the man in the mirror and think about what you did to cause it, okay? Because I think most of the time, if you're doing it right and you screen properly, so you got a good guy coming in and nothing drastic changed, then it's something you did. And I just want to put in there when you get that phone call, when someone calls you, you get that text, you get an email, someone says something like what, do not automatically freak out, okay? Whatever it is that you need to figure out emotionally, like what is it that causes you to feel that way, right? Think about it. I'm always spending time to learn too, right? So I know my stuff, I know every aspect, everything, most things that people could call me for, I already know the answer to that, right? I have experience, I read up on it, I know what the next steps are gonna be. So if I pick up the phone, I'm not automatically feeling any way, right? I'm not worried that I have to do something that I'm not prepared to do. And you freak out and you sound some kind of way, people are gonna feel it. And this is not a good feeling, right? If you have a problem, you're just trying to go on with your life. Everybody's just trying to live their life, trying to go on with life and do the best they can. And then they call you for a problem, like something happened, like, hey, I really want to bug you, but something happened. And then you just give them some kind of negative, like some kind of emotion, some kind of attitude. Is not a good feeling. You think about it. So that's one thing too. You step into their shoes for a second. If you had a problem, you're renting a place, you call the landlord, and then do you want to be given attitude? You want to give like this feeling like, oh, you're a hassle to them and you're bugging them. Would you feel good about that? Another example is, like, just say you got a phone call and it's like apartment building, a multi-family building. Someone called and they say, man, I'm just hearing a lot of noise and I don't know what they're doing over there. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You have to manage everybody then, right? So now using emotional intelligence, you're keeping everybody in mind. Whoever is in whichever unit, right? I don't know what's going on. I'm not just jump to conclusions, start yelling at people or calling the other people right away and say, what you guys doing, man? I'm hearing that there's no... So the idea is to make sure you hear everybody out, right? You hear everybody's story. And it's just like in any situation, when you're trying to be neutral, you're trying to manage a situation, manage a bunch of personalities and different, emotions and behaviors, hear everybody out. Hey, what's going on? Oh, okay, I'm hearing this stuff, this and that. I'm like, okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna find out what's going on. I'll let you know. Give me a minute. And then you can call the other person, text me, hey, I'm hearing that there's noise. You guys know what's going on? Is there do you guys hear some noise? And then sometimes you'll be like, oh, it's like, I don't even know where it's coming. It's coming from the street. Or sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you know what? We were just doing something. I mean, it's still only 9 o'clock. And so we're trying to do this one thing, but we're gonna be done in like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Okay, just make sure like after a certain time, take it easy, because I think the other people they're about to go to sleep because they got work tomorrow. Whatever reason, whatever you gotta say, you put them at ease, right? They know, you're not trying to blame them. You're not trying to say they're doing anything. You're kind of like telling them, the situation is okay for the certain thing, if it is okay, and then, what they gotta do to make sure, you don't bug other people and keep other people in mind too. Help them kind of see other people's perspective. And then you go back and you handle it in the other way too. You got to handle everybody's emotions and say, hey, you know what? I found out they're actually doing this one thing. Is actually like, it's still pretty early. So they're trying to do something right now. They're gonna shut down shop too. They know you guys got work, this and that. So don't worry about it. If there's anything else, just let me know. Everybody is happy. I'm happy that I helped the situation. They're happy that, okay, someone took care of business. They're not just leaving it hanging. They're not sure what's gonna happen. Is it gonna go on all night? Everybody's happy. No one's butthurt. It's a win-win-win. What happens is you don't even hear from everybody for a while. Like it could be months before I hear from anybody if you handle it properly. And for now, I have 6 units, right? And these are all multi-units. And I think that, if you update it properly, right? So there's not really a lot of maintenance to deal with, and you communicate and you handle issues properly. I really don't hear from people for months, right? So, doing real estate and renting out, units, can actually be so passive, so easy. It can be. You just got to do it right, manage it right. But of course, you never know what's going to come up. That's life. But you have to be prepared and know, keep yourself under control and know exactly what you need to do. And then you're happy and it's super smooth. You're going to be in this business for a long time, not feeling any kind of way. You're going to feel like this stuff is easy, no problem at all. And it should be like that. All right, so that's all I got for this one. Let me know what you think about emotional intelligence. If there's any ideas that you have, any questions that you have, any situations you can think of, that you want me to talk about, give my perspective, let me know. Thanks for watching and good luck out there.